All right, Shalom. About to get started here in a second. All to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashim Rakakodash. Shalom and Barakim to you brothers and you sisters. Having some technical difficulties, but we getting on there now through the spirit of the Lord. Pray this lesson is edifying our warm about the Zah through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. You can check it and make sure it's double check. I'm gonna check it.
Yeah, it's live. I got the notification.
All right, let me see how the thumbnail look.
I could put your bag on the...
Yeah, no, definitely. Oh, man. Yeah, Prince of the Power of the Air. It's been working against us, but through the spirit of Hadawan, we here. Sorry for you brothers and sisters that was waiting to get on. I don't want about to decide you get back on. Through the spirit of the Lord, by the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, check it too here in a second. So once again, Barakim, we greet you with peace and blessings, which is through this word. May this word find you in peace and give you understanding, clarity. May it be exhorting and comforting to all you believers. And as you see the title of the lesson, we're getting into the wicked Israelite women. Now, you sisters that believe and actually have returned and, are serving your men, those of you that have Israelite men, that's teaching or are believers, and you have your household in subjection, underneath your man and your Yahweh Shem Shai, well, this doesn't apply to you. But for the vast majority of our women, this does apply to, because as we see in the society, we're going to go into the article that you see on the screen. We'll actually show the picture and show the woman who's a dance hall musician. We'll show her and show what her comments are. And then I don't want about the Zah, get into it through the spirit and hopefully edify. Give me 1 second. One second. Get myself a little more organized here. A little cold out here. A little harder to maneuver. But it's all good through the spirit of the Lord. Started here 1 second. We're about to get going here. The water for your patience and for your brothers and sisters is going to get on. Once again, shalom to you, rocking them yard, always. All right, yep. Says we good to go. All right. So before we get started, we want to give infinite honor and glory and praises unto our power by saying, Call Haloyim, La, Allah Hayanawa,
Nawa,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honor from Yah to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations be to the hopeful elect, Habayah, Madavadah, the house of David, the brothers laboring day in and day out, giving all diligence to make their calling of election sure, helping seal the elect of the nation of Israel for the return of our Lord, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, is at hand. And to the Akim, Wa'akwath, which are the brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel being preached throughout the four corners of the earth. Unto you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
So shalom to the hopeful elect. And as you see the thumbnail and the title of the lesson, the wicked Israelite women, or the wicked Israelite women of our nation, will perish soon. Now, through the spirit, this lesson was inspired from an article that I have here, and you can only see part of it in the thumbnail. Wasn't able to get all of it in there. But here's the rest of the article. This is how it looks, right? To just show what we're going to be reading from. So here's how the article looks. And this is from this dance hall / reggae artist. I think he pronounced her name correctly. Shanicia, I believe it is. Right? She's a very popular dance hall reggae singer. She's a Benjamite woman. And this is the actual article. When you see what the title says, it says Shanicia stirs debate after saying women are the new men, sadly. So this, is a spirit that's run rampant in the earth, but amongst our women who push this very heavily. This idea that, women, first of all, are equal to the men or superior, actually, and that they are in the actual steed of the man now. So that kind of way of thinking is a more normal way of thinking in the earth, which is totally against the scriptures and totally against the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Brakatah. Take the water for you brothers getting back on and you sisters. Hey, shalom to the brother measured out of time diligently, the brother Hope, Grace, and Mercy, Barakim, and my brother Yahweh Mahar, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatah. Hey, brother, I'm glad you're just getting off and you're able to join. Getting a few drops, but we'll try to push through. And if we have to relocate, we'll probably have to relocate right over there. So it's all the spirit of the Lord. Now, the scriptures tell us concerning the wicked women of our nation. Once again, to you sisters that believe and have returned by way of this word and this law, right, and kept the faith, scriptures also tell you that as long as you continue in the faith, you're going to be saved, right? As long as you continue in the faith. And that goes for all Israelites, even men included, right? We have to continue. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So as long as you continue in the faith, right, then, hey, the Lord has made a promise to the believers that he's going to give salvation according to his will. So now let's show what the scriptures say concerning the wicked women of our nation, which, the scriptures tell us to prophesy against the wicked of our nation. Give me Ezekiel 13 and verse 17. Scriptures say to prophesy against the wicked of our nation and the wicked women against our nation. And it's going to tell us why. Because this kind of energy and spirit is what's pushed unto the world, and it's pushed in a great way by our women. Our women now have gone to the forefront of pushing wickedness. As you see, a lot of our women are into the whole Mo agenda movement. A lot of them support that, right? A lot of them push, the spirit of whoredom very heavily. This spirit that we see here, that women don't, that they're the new man. They're actually not that they would even be equivalent, the equal, but they are greater, right? All of that is against the word, against the truth. So all the wicked Israelite women of our nation, and they're going to perish soon. They're going to be destroyed. And that's what we hear to prophesy when you go to the book of Ezekiel, the 13th chapter, right? It tells us that, and it tells us to prophesy against them. And the reason why is because through the spirit, a lot of our women once again push the spirit that's contrary to the Most High, totally against Yahweh Shem Yahweh, right?
So we're 13.
Yep, and we're going to read Ezekiel 13 and verse 17.
Fine.
Oh, man. What a day. This day has been very difficult. And a lot of things going on as far as like the weather, Oh, man, my allergies and stuff acting up. But we got to push through the spirit. We're going to make it happen, right? Because this is all we're doing is all by the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. This is part of what comes with being out in the elements. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Brakatah to the beloved brother, my brother. I'm a one jumping up and down Yasha Allah, right? Barakim Akya, Barakim Tamyad to all you brothers and sisters, right? Of the Hapakari, the hopeful elect. You got it, Akya.
This is Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 17.
Yep.
And it reads, likewise, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughter of thy people.
To set thy face against the daughters of thy people. We're going to go ahead and relocate. Yeah, in the spirit. Right? Man. So it says, set thy face. It's a lock here. Water for hanging in here with us. We'll make this quick little trek up here. We're going to go underneath the awning. All right. Yeah, we try to stay up under here. See if we can get away from that rain because it started coming down more and more. We're going to try to get away from the rain that's coming down. All right, so the water for staying with us. We're going to continue on because we're here. We're commanded to prophesy against the daughters of our people. And that's the wicked daughters of Zion. Those that won't adhere to the laws, statutes, and commandments. And the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, once again, for you sisters that believe and have returned and continue in the way of truth, well then, hey, through the Spirit, may Yahweh Shem Yahushua keep you. But for the vast majority of our women, of our nation, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women, they are against the movement. They are against the truth. They are contrary to the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's who we're coming to speak against, who we're commanded to speak against, and who we're coming to speak against. You can start that from the top again, bro.
Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 17.
Yep.
And it reads, likewise, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughter of thy people, which prophesies out of their own heart.
Which prophesy out of their own heart. And that's the reason why the scriptures are spoken here that says, prophesy against the daughters of thy people, right? It's the reason why. It says because they prophesy out of their own heart. Read that line one more time.
Set thy face against the daughter of thy people, which prophesy out their own heart.
Because they prophesy, they speak their own words. They won't get in line with the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't truly believe. Once again, those are the ones that are contrary. They're contrary to righteousness. So the Lord said, prophesy against them. Come and speak against them according to the word, which is what we're doing today. You know, and we'll get into the article here in a second. Go ahead.
And prophesy thou against them.
And prophesy against them. Meaning, speak against them. And the words that's already been written aforetime is the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which speaks against, you know, the wicked of our nation and the wicked women of our nation as well. So the Lord said, come and prophesy thou against them. That was it on that, right? So now, that's what we're doing. So now let's get into the article. And it's a long article. I'm only going to get a little bit. Just touch on it. You know, whatever. Through the Spirit. Right? I'm only going to touch on it through the Spirit. Now, this is the reggae dancehall artist from urbanislands.com. And it's dated, this is from December the 16th. Now it says, Shinsia stirs debate after saying women are the new men sadly. Shinsia thoughts, it says, seem to be causing a lot of controversies lately. The artist's latest tweets provoked a spirited debate online as she shared her thoughts on women advancing in today's society and somehow replacing the need for men. And that way of thinking is prevalent. That you have many of our women who believe that they don't need a man because they might have a good job, right? They might be on, receive certain benefits from the government, right? EBT, they might have a bunch of children and they might get $1,000 a month or something for food, free housing. They might receive child support, you know, or whatever the case is. And the ideal or feeling that a man is not needed will be in their mind. And that's more prevalent. There's more women, you know, than men. There's more women on the earth now that believe that, right? Because Esau, Edom, the man of sin, the so-called white man, has set it up where they don't feel the need to have a man because all the things has been set up for women to be able to thrive in society. Being the weaker vessel, the scriptures call the women. The weaker vessel, which we, Lord willing, going to touch on that. So now we'll continue on. So the idea that women don't need men is what she's speaking about. It says the tweet shared on her account, it says it read, women are the new men, sadly. Her statement caused many people, especially men, it says, to share that they were upset at statements like this one Shinsia made because it implied that the existence of men was not important except when convenient to women. See that way of thinking? That a lot of women in our nation don't believe that men are important except for, you know, for when they need them. Right? So we clearly see that goes on all the time in the society. And once again, that's a construct that comes from Western culture and black culture. That men, well, really men ain't really needed. Because, well, how will we even have a nation? The seed comes from the man, right? The nationality of people come from men. What nation of people you belong to? There's 18 nations. You go back into the Bible, in the book of Genesis. And out of those 18 nations, that's through men, right? That's how nationhood is established. That's how your identity is established, is through men. But now in the culture that we're in, it's a culture that is what you call a matriarchy, which is the rule of women. And you got certain countries like in the Western world, like in Denmark, you got a whole government, you look it up, there's nothing but women running all through the cabinet. The women from their president all the way down to the vice president, to all the important members in the whole cabinet is women. They're the ones making the decisions. And you see that in the Western world. You see a lot of female presidents, etc. Right now, there's a female vice president, right, who's one heartbeat away from the presidency. And you see that all throughout government, all throughout your local governors, state levels, national levels. You see women in the forefront. A lot of the entertainers, you turn on TV, you mostly see a lot of women being very provocative, showing their bodies off, or just being in a wicked spirit, right? And the scriptures speak about how Babylon was likened unto a woman, and the spirit in Babylon would be like that of a woman. That's why the society is like it is. That's why we have a lot of effeminate people in the society.
Was it Ezekiel, where it talks about the story of how Esau seduced Jacob?
Well, there's a few scriptures that speak on that. Yeah, in the book of Proverbs, it talks about that as well. When you read Proverbs, the 7th chapter, it's Proverbs the 23rd chapter. Proverbs the 7th chapter does speak on that. Majority of that chapter, once you get down to about the midway point on down. But the scriptures do speak about how our people have been seduced. Revelation 17th chapter speaks about how Babylon seduced the world, right? Now, part of that seduction is this mindset that's in the world, right? This theology, this way of thinking that's not consistent with the scriptures. And we're reading it right now. It says, when y'all come on social media and say stuff like this, do you really expect men to give up their seat on the bus? Are you still expecting us to pull over and help you change your flat tires? Are you still expecting us to run to your rescue and fight off robbers, rapists, etc.? One person wrote, oh, you mean women are going to build roads, bridges, houses, railroads, schools, hospitals, supermarkets, and all these many other conveniences we have in this world? Another man asked. Some men also accuse Shenandoah of being hurt and not appreciated as a woman, leading to her statement, you're just overly masculine because you've been dealing with simps. It's natural. Find a man you can trust to lead and who loves you correctly, and your perspective will undoubtedly change, another person said. This is certainly not the first time that Shenandoah has stirred up controversy when it comes to the men versus women argument. It's not going to stay up, brother. Just put it on top of there. You can just put it on top. It's not going to stay up. It's the wind's blowing too hard. You just put it. Now, continuing on. It says, the artist previously shared that she had raised her son since he was a baby, and she was both mother and father to him. See, that's the way of thinking too, because you have a lot of women, because of the curses of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26, if they would only read and hearken to the words of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua, a lot of these women would have the understanding and answers for why a lot of things in society are upside down, right? So this woman has said before she was the mother and the father. How could that be possible? How could that be possible? But that's the mindset, once again. She's the mother and the father. I've seen and heard women say that when Father's Day comes, which Mother's Day get all of this fanfare. And Mother's Day always gets all, you see like the stores selling Mother's Day stuff. When it comes to Father's Day, not so much. Men are not really reverenced or looked at in a high regard in the society. Now the Most High is about to turn that upside down, but we're still in a matriarchy, a society that's ruled through women, right? And through the philosophies that actually support women and support women being the dominant figure, which once again we'll touch on in the scriptures, is totally against the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So we're not speaking our words, we're speaking the words of Hadawan. That's what we're commanded to do. And we have not shunned to declare the whole counsel of the Most High. That means everything that's found in this book. That's why Ezekiel said, prophesy thou against the daughters of thy people, which prophesy to their heart, their own heart. So the believing women, hey, we're not prophesying against you, we're prophesying against the wicked women, which is the majority of our women, which shows you women that have returned and that believe, are returning, how important you are to our nation, right? To returning and doing the things that is required of you to get salvation. So now, this woman spoke about how she was the mother and the father, right? How was that possible? This caused many to accuse Shenandoah of depriving her son of having contact with his father, although the boy's biological father has never acknowledged him publicly. It says, as for Shenandoah, her Twitter posts have been sparking a lot of debate lately, and then last week she went into a debate that's pointless about Michael Jackson and Bob Marley. Now, the point I want to make is, this idealism that the woman, has superseded the man is something that's totally against the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but it is prophecy. Give me Jeremiah 31 and 22, Bible Shah. That's a scripture, those scriptures that comes to mind. We got a few here, and some in the spirit, when they come up, we'll just bring them out. That's one. Jeremiah 31 and 22. Because this way of thinking is already something that, when the Lord said prophesy against the daughters of our people, which prophesied in their own heart. Well, it's prophecy that we will be in the times that we are in now, right? In a world where you Israelite men are not regarded as anything, and the Israelite man is the lowest of the lowest. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man is the lowest of the low of all men. Because you got a lot of our women who actually support and who actually uphold this system. Look at the people who vote the most. It's women. They're the greatest number, right? The ones that support the society and the upkeeping of the society, who are 100% in with the society. There's a lot of liberal women, right? So it tells us here in Jeremiah 31:22 that these women, you know, the prophecy that these women would have this mindset. We're going to find out why. You got it, bro.
It's Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
Yeah, the daughters of Zion, those that won't do what? They won't return. And this could be attributed to Israel, but it's speaking more specifically, because Israel is likened unto a woman, it's speaking more specifically about the backsliding daughter, which are the daughters of Zion. Go ahead.
For how are the one Yahweh have created a new thing in the earth?
So the Most High has created a new thing in the earth. He said it will come. Go ahead.
A woman shall compass a man.
This wasn't going on in Jeremiah's time, but it's going on now. It wasn't going on during the Babylonian captivity, but it's going on now. In New Egypt, in Babylon, the Great America, it said that the woman would do what?
A woman shall compass a man.
A woman has compassed a man, right? So now that's why this way of thinking is prevalent in the earth. And we spoke a little bit about all the reasons why, right? The position that women have in society, how they're regarded, how they are lifted up in society, all the systems and things that's been set up for them to rule, right? To have domain. The woman has compassed the man. Now, let's see what the words of Ha'adawan, Yahweh Yahushua say concerning that, right? Let's see the order. Give me 1 Corinthians 11, and first, we'll start at verse 3. Then we'll go down to 8, 9. 1 Corinthians 11 chapter, and we'll start at, matter of fact, we'll start at 1 and we'll read down to 3. Just to put the chapter into perspective, right? You got it, bro.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Mashiach.
Yeah, Apostle Paul said, be followers of me, as he was of Hamashiach Yahushua. Go ahead.
Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you.
Yeah, keep the ordinances, the order. And what is the order? Right? We're going to find out what the order is. Keep the ordinances as I delivered them unto you, which is why we come back to the scriptures. This is where the ordinances are found. This is where the order is found in the law, statutes, and commandments. So we come back to the commandments, which is an act of love, you know, according to the Holy Scriptures. That's real love to the Most High. Go ahead.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach.
The head of every man is Yahushua. So Yahushua is our head. Go ahead.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Read that again.
And the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man. This is the way the Most High, the God of heaven and earth, right? The Father of all spirits set it up. This is the way he wanted it to be. The head of every woman is the man. Go ahead.
And the head of Mashiach is Yahweh.
Yep, and even Yahushua got a head. Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, the Most High, right, is the head of all existence, the head of everything, right? He's numero uno. He's the head honcho, so to speak. He's the boss of bosses, right? He's the true king of all, true Lord of all things. So there's order. Scriptures tell us in 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, that all things must be done decently and in order. So why is it important? Well, the scriptures is telling us the order. So when it says that a new thing is in the earth, that a woman would compass a man, now we're living in that time where that's so, right? So now let's just get a few scriptures, just touching on that. Give me the book of Proverbs 31.
You showing me pull 8. You showing me pull.
Oh, Salaki, we still there. Go down to verse 8 and 9. Salaki, the water, brother.
On the bottom. It's 1 Corinthians 11 and 8.
Yep.
For the man is not of the woman.
For the man is not of the woman. Go ahead.
But the woman is of the man.
So the woman was made for the man, right? That's the order. That's part of the order. The Most High made Adam, and then guess what? When we go through, when we examine that in the spirit, right? It's much deeper than that. When we examine it in the spirit, then the woman was made for man, which she was made, you know, for comfort, right? She was made for comfort for the man and to be his helpmeet. When you read back in the book of Genesis, not to be the ruler, not to be the head, not to be, you know, in a position of authority over the man, not to go back and forth. No, the man's position his authority is unquestioned. right? He's sovereign. He's supreme. Because the Most High said it. Not because of, you're a misogynist, right? Men today, these women like to say, these liberal women, these women that are westernized in America and around the world, you're a misogynist, right? You're just hateful. You just hate women. Or who hurt you? You must have not had your mother in your life. No, when it comes to, the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's speaking directly to the mindset and the spirit that will be on those that will be contrary to him. No different than the men. We go hard against the Israelite man that ain't shit either. The ones that's out here that's not in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And how much more the women of our nation, right? Who need this understanding because they believe something contrary to the Bible, right? They believe something contrary to the Bible. You give me the next verse.
It's 1 Corinthians 11:9.
Yep.
Neither was the man created for the woman.
Neither was the man created for the woman. Go ahead.
But the woman for the man.
But the woman, right, when you check it, was created for the man. She was created for the man for pleasure and to be his helpmeet, right? That's what the woman was created for. Those are the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Not our words. Not what we think. Once again, not based off of a narrative that we want to create or anything like that. Hey, shalom. Shalom to you, to the beloved sister, Princess Tamar. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Barakim to you. Hey, I am the bar for the edification. I am the bar, sister. It's all the spirit of the Lord, right? That we be edified, hope, grace, and mercy. Yep, we're going there. But matter of fact, I might as well go ahead and get it, come back with it. Was that it for that?
God.
Yep. So the man wasn't created for the woman was created for the man. So we gotta put this thing back in order. So we're not thinking that women are the new men. All this kind of nonsense. Now I know you sisters that don't believe that, but that way of thinking is still prevalent in the earth. You probably got friends or cousins or sisters, mother, or different people that you know or known in the world that do think like that. They do think like that. The majority of people, women in the world, and you got men that think like that. You got men out here that on this Mother Earth, that Mother Earth spirit, right? Which the women are superior because they can give birth to children, so that makes them superior to the man. There's men out here that say that the black woman is God. Things like this. This is the kind of nonsense out here which the Lord's gonna break. He's gonna destroy all that, all the strongholds of our people, all the so-called religious and ways of thinking. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is about to destroy all that. So what we're here to do is to facilitate and push the truth to help push forth the destruction of that. That first started in word and in deed. So this word going out is part of that destruction when you read Jeremiah 5:14. This words in our mouth will be fire and the people would and it will devour them. So this devouring all this way of thinking is contrary to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hope, grace, and mercy. Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. Yeah, these wicked women like Shedisia and many others, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, all the people that our women by and large look up to, Michelle Obama, whoever, all of them, that's out here in the world. They have a contrary spirit to truth. They have a contrary spirit to truth. They don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You think Oprah, with all her millions of followers and people that admire her, you think she's speaking about this truth? But you think Oprah don't know? No, Oprah know about the truth, like all these other women know about the truth. You think Beyonce? Hell, Beyonce spoke against the truth. You can go and find where she said that those are just words in the book, making reference to the Bible, right? When she was doing the Lion King soundtrack a few years ago, showing you that, that our people by and large are against, our women especially are against this truth. And we're going to show that through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So those that are, the Most High is going to destroy you. That's what we're here to let you know. The Most High is going to put you to death. He's going to put you to death in a great way. Because women make up a great bulk of the 2/3. Women make up a great bulk of the people on the earth. Right? There's a lot more women than men. So we're going to see. We're going to see if they keep the same energy when Jacob's Trouble's here. Keep that same energy. That the man, is an afterthought and women are the new men. We're going to see. We're going to see. I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, meaning her mind or spirit, and her hands is bands. And you women, by nature, are that way until you start reforming yourself and realizing that's not the right way to be. But by nature, the woman is like that. Right? And they've been groomed and trained to be that way by their mothers who failed them and their grandmothers and so on and so forth. That's how we know that this has to be the righteous generation now, because the women of our nation have failed their daughters, right, over and over and over again, because they have not pushed truth unto them. Now, it was a time, even in America, where there was a greater sense of order and women being in their proper place, the place that the Lord said, Hadawan said that they should be in. There was a time where that was more prevalent on the earth. But by and large, hell, you've had women running rampant at least since the 1950s. I'm talking about in a great order. Then the 60s came, after the civil rights movement, and then the 70s came, women's liberation and all that. Now, it even goes back even further when you go to women's suffrage. But then when you get into the 70s, you know, women's liberation and all that pushed, not because women were oppressed and they were in this terrible place. No, it pushed the spirit on the earth, started with Esau, Edom, that our women was following the Edomites, trying to be like them, right? But all that was to destroy the household and the Israelite man and the nuclear family, the order, the man, the woman, then down to the children, right? So now, hope, grace, and mercy, continuing on. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken from her, shall be taken by her. Salakia. So it says, whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. So who are those that please the Most High? The believers. So you elect men, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So a lot of men are tripped up with women and have all these major problems with women because, first of all, they're not hearkening to the words of Hadawan, Yahweh Shem Yahweh. And so the Most High will give a wicked woman over to a wicked man, the scriptures tell us. So whoso pleases the Most High shall escape her, right? They're going to be able, what? To not get tripped up, because they're going to stay in the spirit and be able to recognize and see that, because they're going to be moving with wisdom, like we're called to do with all things in this society. Women being no different. We're supposed to walk with wisdom, right? Beautiful precept. Now, I think he got more. Genesis 2:22, and the rib which Yahweh power had taken from man, made he woman and brought her unto the man. That's right. So that's the order, right? That's the order. Hey, to the brother King David, hey, the water brother, I pray that I am, right? I pray that I am a real prophet of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh, right? And I pray that all the brothers out here teach his word and sincerity and truth, they endure unto the end to get salvation. You know, right? Right? So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hey, the water brother, I pray the Most High continue to bless the households of all the elect, and the water for your kind words, Akia, and barak him to you, right? Barak him to you according to the will of Hadawan, Yahweh Yahweh. Now, as we proceed to give you what you need, the man wasn't created for the woman was created for the man. So we got to put this thing into perspective, right? Let's put this thing into perspective. Let's go to the book of there's a few places, so many places I want to go. Let's go to 1 Timothy 5:6. Let's go there real quick. That's gonna be a real quick one. We're gonna stick and move. We're gonna hit hard fast and move to the next one, because it's pretty cold out here, you know. But we still gonna bring you this word. But I'm actually fine, you know. 1 Timothy 5:6. Let's see what that says.
It's 1 Timothy 5:6.
Yep.
But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
But read it one more time.
But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
So these women of our nation that live in pleasure, like Shinasia and all these other women that are completely out of line, don't acknowledge Yahweh Shem Yahweh. You know, they found some other way. I don't got to fall in line with no man. I don't need no man. And see, this has been going on for a long time. This experiment, right? Because not that long ago, Destiny's Child was saying, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bill? If you can, then maybe we can chill. See, this has been going on through the process of gradualism. Gradually, these things happen. That spirit. Going back, I remember being younger. The song of the decade back in the 90s, right? You know, the 90s going into the 2000s, no scrubs, right? TLC, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me, right? All this type of spirit that's in the earth. You know, can you pay my bills? I want a man that's going to, be in line with me. Now it goes back to even further when you go into Cyndi Lauper, who came up with the song back in the day, even before my time, but I remember hearing it at different times. Girls just want to have fun. That spirit that, well, women are just here to live and do their pleasure. They don't have to be in order with anything. They're here to have fun, to live free. That's why when you go to your local club or different bars and places, you will see a lot of women in there, half naked, acting crazy or in society. You'll see women having the spirit of men on them, right, in men's faces, stuff like that. I've seen women call dudes bitch ass niggas, hoe ass niggas in their face, you know, and a man knowing if anything happens, then shit, then he going down.
Yeah.
Right? You got women that go hard against their men, but go to work and it's subservient as hell to Esau, Edom, and they boss. They won't say that to their boss, but they'll talk shit about their men. Nigga, you ain't shit, da 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 da, so on and so forth. So now that Taraji, he hissing on Baby Boy spirit, you know, when she was giving his ass business. Now he's a weak ass man in that setting because a woman ain't supposed to be, the scriptures tell you, maintaining her man, her husband, right? That's part of the order as well, through the spirit. So that's another subject. So now, see, the brother got me on Jeremiah 9:17. The mother Amawan Yasha'Allah. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, consider ye and call for the mourning women, that they may come, and send for cunning women, that they may come. That's right, that's what we call it to. The women of our nation, you know, who have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh on them to know, well, this is the time where all the games stop. We're at the end of this thing. We don't got a lot of time here, right? All hell's breaking loose now, so how much more in 2023? Esau's New Year, I say. Our true New Year is right around the time of the Pesach, right? Which is in the March time frame, you know, March, Aprilish, you know. So when everything awakens out of the ground, let me say it that way, right? That's the correct way to say it. According to the Bible, when everything awakens out of the ground. So Esau's so-called New Year that's coming, 2023, is upon us. And how much more you think that the calamities and things that the Lord says is going to come in the last days is going to come, as we're already seeing how it is now? How much worse? Think of how bad 2022 was. And think about how worse it's got since 2020. You know, 2021, 2022, it's getting worse and worse progressively. So those women that the Most High, you know, that is going to come back in sackcloth and mourning is going to be the true believing daughters of Zion. The water for that precept. Right? The water for that precept. Oh, another one. James 5:5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth. Yep. It says she that lived in pleasure is dead while she what? While she lives. Right? You have lived in pleasure on the earth and been one time, right? Right? And that one time goes back to a woman's eyes not being disciplined. Right? You'll be walking with a woman, and you'll see that woman with her man looking all in your face. Right? Looking all in your face. Or being lascivious or being loose out here. There's a lot of women out here that's very loose. Right? Because Esau has given them a license to sin, a license to be wicked, and rewarded them for it. A whoredom is being rewarded. Right? The women, the whores are the ones that's women. We was talking about it the other time, just made mention of it. But Amber Rose, the slut walk, now you can't slut shame, now you can't do none of that, you know? Or like with Lizzo, you know, she talking about you can't fat shame me. And then what is she doing? Walking, you know, every time you see her doing at different times, she's going to basketball games with her ass cut out, with a thong on, doing videos, twerking, talking about you can't shame me, so on and so forth. But see, that's because they've been given license to sin, to do wickedness, and be rewarded, because these women are high up, right? Or OnlyFans. That phenomenon that happened real heavily, that went to another level during the pandemic, during the start of it, right? During that whole time, where everybody was in the house. So what was people doing? They was jumping on, you know, and women was going and creating OnlyFans accounts. You know, many of them are still doing it. Creating OnlyFans accounts so they can make money, right? Doing all kinds of mischief. And men was having their wives prostituting them out, slutting them out by having their wives do that. A lot of celebrity men and women was doing it. Some of them were doing it together. That show you how wicked this. The Most High is about to destroy this place. The Most High is about to destroy this place, right? So now, yeah, reckless eyeballers. That's right, brother. Reckless eyeballers. Be all up into another man, right? But you got a man. And then you'll see these wicked ass women say shit like, well, I ain't got no ring on my finger, but you been with a man for 5 years, dealing with a man for 5, 6, 8, 10 years, or we don't live together, right? So that spirit is about to be gone, because the Most High is about to raise back up the righteous men of this nation, which he's doing that through the elect men today. We pray that we're at that number. Give me Proverbs 31. We'll start at verse 1 and read the 3. Right? These are words of an Israelite woman to her son. Speaking of how women, the nature of women was and would be. We read in Jeremiah that the woman would surpass a man. So clearly we're in that time where that prophecy has come to pass. The woman has clearly surpassed the man. And she's looked at in much higher regard than you men. So by nature. you'll hear accusations like, I'm going to get to the whole thing, but this whole Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion thing that's been going on for some time, over a year or however long, where there's a lot of accusations being made, and then now a lot of the fallout's coming now about what really happened. But you had a lot of women, upon hearing the things that they were hearing, were saying all kind of stuff about this guy. Now, I'm not, protecting or supporting. We don't support none of these wicked niggas out here. He ain't a man of the Lord. But I'm just saying, by nature, people will jump to conclusions because it's a woman. You see what I'm saying? And you had these women out here setting men up, all kind of shit. Cardi B said that's what she used to do back in the day when she was a stripper. She used to go and have niggas get set up to get robbed.
Bitches be worse than half these niggas.
Yeah, a lot of these women is fucking worse than a lot of these men. But they don't get talked about because of the likeness that women are in the society. Let's show that. This is what an Israelite woman was telling her son. We started one.
It's Proverbs 31:1.
Now, this is the chapter on the virtuous woman. Right? Who can find a virtuous woman, the scriptures say in this chapter? Right? Which are not many women that have the spirit of wanting to be a servant to her man, or by doing so, what you're doing is you're serving your by serving your man, or by being in order. By being in order, you're actually showing the love, right, and showing the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, which we're gonna get here in a second. Go ahead.
The word of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
See, this is the prophecy that his mother taught him concerning what? Women. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 31:2.
Yep.
What? My son. And what? The son of my womb. And what? The son of my vows.
Yep.
Give not thy strength unto woman.
Give not thy strength unto what?
Unto woman.
So the scriptures tell you not to give your strength unto women. And this was being told by a woman to her son. Right? Showing you that will be completely out of order, because we just read what the order is. And the words of Yahweh Shem Yahshua say the same thing. Right? That the woman's not supposed to rule over men. In fact, it tells you, and I'll get it real quick. Hold that, and I'll have you read it from the top again. Give not thy strength, it says, unto woman. Now, why would the scriptures be saying that? Because that's against the order. That's against the will of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and that, is against the spirit. Right? That's a new spirit that's in the earth. Let's prove that. Genesis 3 in verse 16. And it reads, unto the woman he said, speaking of Yahweh the Most High, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow, and in thy conception, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. So now we know the reason why, women go through the pains they do for childbirth. Right? And their monthly pains. And thy desire shall be, it says, to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Look up that word rule, it goes into having dominion. And he shall rule over thee. Those are the words of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Those are the words of Yahweh. Right? That the man is supposed to rule over the woman. Meaning have complete dominion. Complete dominion. Meaning his rule is unquestioned. His authority is unquestioned. Right? It's not a shared rule or authority. That would be like saying that Yahweh Shai is going to come back and share his authority with the other nations. Yahweh Shai's authority is going to be unquestioned. He's going to be the ruler and the representative of the Most High here on the earth. Unquestioned. And it's the same way with the Israelite man, right, who's assuming that order back again now. Unquestioned rule and authority. You got it, bro.
It's Proverbs 31:1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
Yep.
What? My son. And what? The son of my womb. And what? The son of my vows. Give not thy strength unto woman.
Give not thy strength unto women. Go ahead.
Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
It says, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Right? Because there's been wars started, because of women being in the midst. And men have done great evils on the earth because of women. Right?
King Solomon.
Hey, King Solomon's one example. Let's get another one. Give me. It should be in 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. It is. I think it's around maybe 20 something. Let me see.
Isn't there a script that says many as herb for the sake of women?
That's what we're about to go right now. Okay. Yep. That's gonna be the proof of it. Yep. Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. You want it? Let's show that. It should be around. The point is in Sirach. It should be in 26 and 27. Yeah.
Sirach?
First Ezra 4 and 26 and 27. Right? So that's why this mother was saying to her son, give not that, give not thy strength, to women and to that which destroyeth kings. Let's find out why. Matter of fact, let me get there because you might want to read down some. You might have to read down some to even get more. I want to make sure I get all the meat off the bone. So this is why would she say that, right? Why would a mother be saying that to her son? Give me 1 second. Real cold out here. It's hard to do anything. The hands ain't moving the same. Yeah, it's all good though. The water y'all about to never shot. For this truth. That's all that matters. So let's see if we need to read down. Yeah. Let's read from 20 down to 27.
Fine. It's First Esdras, chapter 4, verse 20.
Yep.
A man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife.
Yep, and cleaveth unto his wife. Go ahead.
He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father, nor mother, nor country.
Yeah, because by nature that man goes and starts his own family, right? And then what does he do? He put his heart and his mind, body, and soul into his woman. Now we're taught to do that with our first woman, which is Sophia, which is no sin to love your woman. It's no sin to do good to your woman, right? That's not a sin. It's not a sin to try to have harmony and peace within your household, right? Within reason. That's not a sin. So anybody that would be teaching or think otherwise, then you're foolish. You're a fool. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But what we're speaking about is something totally different. By nature, the average man out here ain't reverencing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, ain't living for him, but they're living to please women. They're living to do anything for their woman. And you have a lot of men that's in jail because of what? Because of women. You got it, bro.
This is First Esdras 4 and 22.
Yep.
By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
You must know that women have dominion over you, because we read the woman would surpass the man. So the women have dominion over you, right? They're looked at in a higher regard. Not according to the will of the Most High, not according to the Spirit, but according to the world. Go ahead.
Do ye not labor and toil, and give and bring all to the woman? Yea, a man taketh his sword, and goeth his way to rob, to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers,
Yep.
and looking upon the lion, and goeth in the darkness, and what he has stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
Yeah, showing you how powerful, and what a man will do for a woman. Go ahead.
It's First Esdras 4:25.
Yep.
Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Man loveth his woman, his wife, right? When a woman and a man lay down together, they become one. They become married, means join the two. They become husband and wife, right? It don't take no certificate. You ain't got to go to Esau's courts or none of that. That's all really going against how the Most High set it up, right? It's when a man and a woman lay down. That's when they become one. So a man, now he got a woman he loves, right? He'll go and do all these things, and then he'll regard his woman higher or more so than his mother or his father. Go ahead. Speaking about the nature, the natural order of things. Go ahead.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women.
Run out of their wits, lost their mind. Your wits is your mind. It's men that go out of their wits for women, right? The scriptures say, give me any plague, but the plague of the heart, the plague of the mind. Because a man will go crazy, right? A man will go off his, I see it all the time, men in society, will go off their whole family. I saw a man about 4 years ago, and brothers doing videos on it, who went live going to kill his baby mamas.
Oh, yes. I've seen
You see what I'm saying? I can't remember if he killed his children or not, but I know he killed his baby mama, and maybe it might have
Did
been
he kill
two.
himself?
Yeah, he killed himself after that.
Yeah.
He might have killed one, if not two, of his baby mamas and killed himself. You see what I'm saying? And these are women that he had children with, right? So clearly, we see that men will go out of their wits. They'll lose their mind for a woman. And like I said, a lot of these men are in jails because a woman, maybe she was dealing with some other dude, or some dude said some shit to her or whatever. She would have told, he said this about you, called me a bitch, and the man would go fuck around and kill a dude over some shit like that. Yeah. It happens all the time. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But they're showing you. Go ahead. That's why it was told in the chapter of the prodigal woman. The virtuous woman. Don't give your strength unto women and unto that which destroyeth kings. Don't go out here and get destroyed by being caught up with one of these women. Now, if you're a man of the Lord, guess what's going to happen? The Lord, through the Spirit, if the Spirit Yahweh Shem Yahushua is resting with you, He's going to keep you from that, because you're going to be praying about these kind of things. Lord, take away, particular people out of my life if they ain't right, whether it's women or whoever. And the Most High is going to direct your steps. You got to go.
I'm gonna read that one from the top. This first Ezra chapter 4 and 26.
Yep.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for
A
women
lot of men have lost their mind because of women. Go ahead.
and became servants for their
And
sakes.
then now you serving a woman, which when you go into the understanding of a woman, right, into the etymology and look it up, woman means to be a servant of man. Women were created for men. That's why, once again, Eve was created for Adam. And women in general were created for what? To be servants of men. Adam said, you are bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. You are woman because you came of man, right? So women were created by nature to be servants to men. But it says here, many be guarded wits and become servants for the woman's sake. So you got a lot of men out here, like this Christmas tree back here in the background, doing Christmas and all this other shit, because a lot of times a woman want them to do it, right? Not saying that, at the end of the day, there's not a lot of wicked niggas is into that, but a lot of women are into that, pushing that spirit. So a lot of dudes go along with it, man, my woman want to do it, And these be some brothers that probably been coming into the truth over time. Man, they fighting with the fact that their woman she might not really be down for the truth, right? But they're fighting that battle, going back and forth about their woman being against, or being for Christmas or shit in the world that's contrary to the truth. She might want to continue. Ain't nothing wrong with them going out, for Halloween and dressing up as such and such people. Ain't nothing wrong with them celebrating the 4th of July. Ain't nothing wrong with them having fun. But that be the spirit of the woman whose spirit is not in line with Yahweh Shem Shah, which is why the Lord said his voice is in sons of men, and he called the man to be the leader. Go ahead.
This is First Ezra chapter 4 and 27.
Yep.
Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
Yeah, many have perished and erred, died, and erred means to be in the way of wickedness, right? To be contrary to the truth is when you're in the spirit of error, right? When you're in the way of ignorance and sin and wickedness, anything that's contrary to Yahweh Shem Shah is error. So a lot of men have erred, have went astray from righteousness because of women. Because of women, right? And that shows you the true spirit that a real man of the Lord will be in. He will be in the spirit, of setting order to his house. Now let's show why this woman shouldn't see it and other women have that haughty spirit about them and why they feel like can't nobody tell them nothing, can't nobody touch them. Let's go to Sirach 26. The point is in 10. Hey, shalom to the beloved sister. Hey, snap R. Yahweh Shem Shah Barakathah. And Barakatham to you and yours, to you and your household and your family. May the Most High continue to shalak barakim to you sisters. Along with all you sisters that's on the comment board, right? That are believers. Yeah, Sirach 26 and 10. 26. And then we're going to go back to 25 because there's a lot of meat in 25. We'll go back to 25. I want to hit this point real quick. But yeah, so it's a reason behind this. It's a method, to say it in the world, it's a method to the madness. It's a reason behind this, right? And the scriptures give us the whole playbook on what's going on and why it's going on with everything, no different than women, right? So a lot of Jakes struggle with women, and the reason why is because, a lot of them are not in tune with the word. They're not following Yahweh Shem Shah, or they would have the answers. Now, let's show a righteous woman. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 1.
This is Sirach 26 and 1.
Yep.
Blessed is the man that has a virtuous wife.
Yep.
For the number of his days shall be doubled.
Yeah, for a woman to be virtuous, she have to be a woman that believes in Yahweh Shem Shah. These women in the world are not virtuous because they live in the pleasure. They dead while they live. Being a virtuous wife is one that has come back and repented and returned to serving Yahweh Shem Shah by serving her man and her household, doing the things that's becometh of holiness. We're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on all that today. Go ahead.
A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
See, she rejoiced in what? Being a wife, being a servant of her husband, her man, right, and her family. A lot of these women in the streets, they don't give a damn about that. They drop the kids off, go do whatever wickedness they want to do, whatever the case is, right? So she rejoiced her husband. She rejoiced in being in order, right? She rejoiced in coming back to learning and following the ways of Yahweh Shem Shah, the commandments. Go ahead.
And he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
Yep, and that man's going to have peace because the Bible tells you that a woman is what? That she's a pillar of rest. The woman is a pillar of rest. You keep going, bro.
This is Sirach chapter 26 and 4.
So if your man, is the type of man that when you read the Sirach 25, he sighed bitterly upon coming to the house, Like, you got men out here that get off work and they go to the bar, they do anything they can do. And then they finally come home like, damn, I gotta go deal with this broad. You see what I'm saying? That spirit, you got a lot of men out here that you know, that hate being what they want. And a lot of men that just deal with what they want because they don't want, you know, to have to deal with child support or, you know, all the things that come from what happens when you split. You got men, a lot of men that just stay with the woman because they said, man, fuck it, they live by the spirit. It's cheaper to keep her, right? That spirit is in the earth. It's cheaper to keep her. Sirach 36:24. Now read that one more time and I'll bring this precept.
It's Sirach 26:3. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given. Sirach chapter 26:2. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband and shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
And shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. I mean, that man, if that man is with a righteous, with a woman that believes in Yahweh Shem Yahweh, right? A woman that would be potentially of the elect, she will be a woman that's bringing peace to that man, right? Let's find out why. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 36:24. He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. A woman becomes a pillar of rest because she will realize, well, I was created for men. I was created to serve my man and be with my man, not to be with any other man she want, you know, dick hopping or riding what we call the cock carousel. You know, one minute she with this guy for 6 months, then 6 months later she with another guy, then 3 months later she with another man. She on all kind of dating apps, you know, and that's wicked too. These women that be going, I'm like, no, I got to go with date. If you a woman in the truth and you doing that shit, you going off according to the spirit of the Lord, because that's the spirit of whoredom. Yeah, I got to go out here and try out these different men and see how this is gonna be. If you're a righteous woman, guess what you're gonna do? You'll get yourself in order first and foremost, and guess what? You're gonna have faith in the Most High. You're gonna bring you a man in the Lord. For the sisters that don't have men that's in the truth, hey, first thing you need to do is get yourself in order and believe and start keeping the commandments again, and the Most High gonna take care of the rest. No different than a man, right? There's plenty of men. You know, I myself was one. Came into the truth. I didn't, you know, have a woman per se, right? Coming out of ways of the world. It's women that, hey, had to get cut off because they was, hey, I learned the truth. There was a particular time where I went for a good period of time as I was learning the scriptures. I would tell you a couple years praying for a woman, the Most High to give me a woman that would be, you know, a woman that would have the mind to be able to understand and not to be against this truth. And through the Spirit, guess what? All those things manifest in time. The Most High manifests those things. So now, it says a pillar of rest. You keep going, bro. So a lot of women out here, you find yourself being a woman that's not a pillar of rest to your man, and that shows that, hey, something ain't right. Something is off in the spirit. Go ahead, because that's part of one of the things that a woman's supposed to provide within reason. No one has no perfect household or nothing like that, but I'm saying within reason, a pillar of rest, not chaos, not confusion, not all that. That's not the spirit. Hey, Yahweh Shah said he's not the author of confusion. He's not the author of confusion. The water, brother. So that shows you if the spirit of confusion is around, that's not of Yahweh Shem Shah. Now the Most High will allow these things to happen, right, for His will to be done. But by and large, that's not the spirit of the Lord. If there's confusion and this disjointedness, that's not of Yahweh Shem Shah. You got it, bro. And I can prove that to you. That's not of Yahweh Shem Shah. Or you can go out there and give me Sirach 25:1. I'm gonna prove that to you. Not my words. My words don't mean nothing. It's the words of Yahweh Shem Shah that matter. Right? That spirit of confusion and all, that's not the spirit of the Lord. A lot of times that happens to do what? To stir things up so the Most High can cause division and then hey, sometimes to destroy, you know, particular people or unions that he don't want to continue. You got it, bro.
This is Sirach 25:1.
Yep.
Right? It's Sirach chapter 25:1.
Yep.
And 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before the power.
Yep. So before the power, before Yahweh, there's 3 things he said that are beautiful. Go ahead.
For the power of men.
And man.
The unity of brethren.
The unity of the brothers, the brotherhood, right? Which is the backbone of the faith. The unity of brothers. Go ahead.
The love of neighbors.
The love of neighbors, meaning those first and foremost, the household of faith, those that are other believers, and then down to your typical Israelite. If they ain't completely, you know, out of their mind, and you could be at peace with them, you be at peace with them.
I was thinking about this scripture.
Yep.
A man and wife that agree together.
And a man and a woman that agree together, because that's part of the order. Right? The Most High don't want us just to be together. He wants us to come and be better about serving Him. Be perfect as your Father is in heaven. So you women supposed to become better servants to your man. And the man, the scripture say, husbands, love your wives, as Yahweh Shai love the church, Hamashiach, love the church and die for it. You're supposed to be willing to die for your woman. So there's a way that you should treat, and the way that you should have harmony, right? To the best of your ability, right? If you can't do that, then maybe you shouldn't be with a woman. A lot of women will be in that spirit too, right? And these things happen, but through the spirit we learn what's right according to the will of Yahweh Shem Yom Shah, which is that we should be together and we should be striving to have peace and harmony. Because I went into my lesson the last time, the spirit had me go into these type of things where it tells you as an Israelite man that you have to have order to your household before you can go serve Yahweh Shem Yom Shah. If you don't have order in your house, the scripture says, how can you go and be a servant and serve Yahweh Shem Yom Shah? If you got a household full of chaos, and that's not gonna work, right? Children all out of order and shit. Now instead of doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yom Shah, you up at the school all the time, or your son getting locked up, or whatever's going on. It just causes confusion. The woman out of order, doing whatever the fuck she want to do, causes confusion because your mind ain't gonna be able to. So you have to have a level of peace and harmony. Now we can go back to 26. When we go back to lose at birth by verse 3, right?
God. It's Sirach chapter 26 and 3.
Yep.
A good wife is a good portion.
Yep.
Which shall be given in the portion of them that fear Ha-Adawan.
Yep. See, the good wife is a good portion. It should be given to them that fear Ha-Adawan. Once again, a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. So there's a lot of jakes out here that ain't right, and why they got wicked women, according to the words of Yahweh Shem Yom Shah, right? So a lot of you dudes that ain't right, hey, the Most High give you over to a wicked woman, which is like a thorn in your side, right? Which is like a thorn in your side. You got it?
Whether a man be rich or poor, if ye have a good heart to a Ha-Adawan, he shall at all times rejoice with cheerful countenance.
Yeah, we should rejoice with cheerful countenance. Because first of all, it's about serving Yahweh Shem Yom Shah, and everything else fall in place after that. So that's what it's about. It ain't about how much money you got, or how many women you got, or how much comfort creature items, or how good your job is. It's about, hey, are you serving the Lord? Because he's looking upon your heart. He gonna give every man according to the fruit of his doings. Right? Go ahead.
It's Sirach chapter 26 and 5.
Yep.
There be 3 things that mine heart feareth.
Yep.
And for the 4th, I was sore afraid. The slander of a city, the gathering together of unruly multitude, of false accusation.
Yep.
All these are worse than death.
All these are worse. It says all these are worse than that. And that false accusation. Yep. Yep. Go ahead.
But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of a tongue which communicateth with all.
Go ahead.
An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is to he held a scorpion.
He that have hold of her, a wicked woman, is like holding a scorpion. Scorpion, it's only a matter of time before you sting your ass. That's what it's like for a man that got a wicked woman. Yeah, that's what it's like for a man that got a wicked woman. Right? It's like a man holding a scorpion, it says. Let's keep reading. The brother be back in a second. Verse 8. Sirach or Ecclesiastes 26 and 8. A drunken woman and a gatter abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. Yet a drunken woman. The scriptures speak about that. That a woman is not supposed to be given to much wine, right? Or strong drink. Don't mean she can't drink. Of course she can. But she's not supposed to be given over to much strong drink. Why? Because when women start drinking, they get loose. They get real loose. And they start doing a lot of things. And you see it. Well, when you go to the club, what do you see the chicks doing? Shit. Hey, they be out there getting it because they throw them drinks back. You got the seduction going on, the music is seducing, the lights low. All of that is what dull your senses to have them being more prone to being pushed into whoredom. Right? And we see it all the time. So you can read verse 8 again, Baba Kusha. I have read it. You good.
This is the Sirach chapter 26 and 8.
Yep.
A drunken woman and a glider abroad causes great anger.
Yep, a glider abroad. That's a woman that don't have no discipline. She just moving however she wants to. Once again, when it says she that lives in pleasure is dead while she lives, that's a woman that's out here in the world. Gadding abroad meaning she just doing whatever she wants to. She probably go on girls trips, go out of town. She tell her man, yeah, I'm going to get up with my cut or get up with my mom, my sister, and then she go to some other nigga house and get plowed out. You see what I'm saying? That's them type of women. That's the type of women that's out here in the world. There's a lot of wicked women in this world. So those are the gatherer broads. Those are the women that, hey, no matter, they're not, it's a saying in the world, you can't make a whole housewife, right? Those are the hoes you can't make a housewife. Like this dummy here here in Charlotte. This guy, they got this woman, Brittany Renner. She told the nigga and told all these niggas on social media for years. PJ Washington is name, right?
Talking about how she was gonna get with a young black one of the athletes because they don't know.
She said he's stupid.
Yeah.
She said football players, basketball, these dudes are stupid.
Yeah.
She said they'll never use condoms. She was just going in a whole rant.
Yeah.
And then she said that, and then it eventually materialized. That shows you the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
A couple years later, she was like, "Oh, it's easy to deal with them. All you gotta do is go, you know what I'm saying, do this, do that, and you're pregnant." She said, and that's a check, and then she getting a check off that dude. She getting the bag off of him, right? So now that shows you that way of thinking is prevalent. No different than what the thumbnail with the woman. Should have seen her, you know. That women are the new men. They're the woman that can pass the men, and you know, these women are about finessing these dudes. And a lot of dudes don't understand how to deal with women, especially in this Western culture, right? Because of the spirit that's pushing there. They believe that the spirit is supposed to be, or you're supposed to be. A lot of their mothers make these men simps. A lot of their mothers make them simps because a lot of them don't grow up with their fathers. They grow up with their mothers, and their mothers are telling them what? You gotta love this woman. You gotta chivalry. You gotta open the door. You got to always pay for everything. You got to do all this stuff. That's all of that pushes a spirit for the women to be more aggressively going about destroying your ass. You got it.
I do gotta get this book back to you, but in the book of Letter Willie Lynch talks about how how when they separated the man from the woman, it causes the woman to raise the daughter up more manly to take care of themselves and they raise their sons up more like
more effeminate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's from that 400. You said 400. You've been here.
Yeah,
400 years.
400 years.
400 years. It just progressively got worse.
That's like indoctrination, right? That's how things are done, right? So that indoctrination has been going on for a long time, which is that with other things how we have arrived to where we are now, where you see how the condition that Jake is in today. It didn't happen by accident. It was systematic. They set up systems and ways to do this. He's and the Willie Lynch letter talks also about how breaking breaking a nigga or whatever is like breaking a horse.
Yeah.
He compared it. He was like, there's certain things that you do. This is how you break them, right? So that you can sleep good at night. And they did. They slept good at night. They got to a point where they destroyed Jake to the point where they could take the chains off and not worry about nothing happening. Yeah. You know? You got it, bro.
It's Rock, chapter 26 and 9.
Yep.
The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids.
Yeah. So, yeah, you ain't supposed to judge something, saying don't judge a book by its cover, or don't judge just according to appearance, but by appearance we can see a lot of things. When you out and you see particular women a certain way, now it's getting colder now, so they're putting on more clothes, but you out and you be in certain places or whatever, you will see women, you know, with their titties out, you know, with that cup of their ass showing, with the little shorts on. And I've seen it in my own neighborhood. Young girls, you know, young women, 14, 13, in the summertime, spring. As soon as spring come, it get crazy. They'll be wearing biker shorts, or they'll be wearing them little Daisy Duke shorts with their ass hanging out, their titties showing, their stomach showing. That's the haughty looks and eyelids. In their eyes, I was just, my son was just flying, just flew out the other day. I was at the airport, and I was seeing particular young girls, you know, you could tell they was real young. They was putting on makeup and shit at a younger age. Hey, this guy at the game, he just had man, I'm about to pull this picture up. My rib showed me this. This guy at the game's daughter, man, this girl is 12. She looked like 17, 18 years old. She looked like she looked like she on the strip, like a hooker on the strip, bro. Man, let's see if I can find this. I really want to show this. You know, Jake is good for Jake to see visual. You know? She was celebrating. Yeah, here it is. Man, it's all over the news, man. This has been, you know, all over the place. Now check this out. Check this out. And he did this whole thing where he was shouting her out, his daughter. He was like, yeah, I want to shout out my daughter for her 12th birthday. Now look at this. I'm going to show you a picture. I want to get a good one. Images. I want to go right to it, right? He was shouting out his daughter. Now this girl, this one day ago. This girl, 12 years old, man. Look at this. Look at this. 12 years old? Come on, man. That shows you. Look, her little skirt is so you can't even, it don't even come down to, you can tell it's about probably mid-thigh. That shows you the spirit that's in the earth. So niggas like him, buckethead niggas like that, man, the Lord gonna put him to death. Right? Because the Bible says not to prostitute your daughter. Look at this. And prostituting your daughter don't mean having her just on the street as a whore on the streets. It means what? Allowing her to be in this likeness. Because she brings shame to your family. Your daughter out here looking like this, man. She 12. Makeup on and shit. You see what I'm saying? That's showing you the spirit that's in the earth. That's showing you. That's why this shit got to go. We tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of seeing it. I hate to see it in my neighborhood. Well, you out at Walmart. You at Walmart at nighttime. You go in and they get you something, you know, something you want or whatever, and you see the young girls out there looking like that. And they, a lot of times I've seen them with their fathers, right? You see them with their fathers. You looking like, damn, bro. Like that's cool. Come on, man. This place got to go. Yeah, how about Shemi Abashai is going to destroy this fucking place? And the women that got the spirit of Shenandoah and these whores in the world, which is the majority of our women, that don't want nothing to do with you. How about Shemi Abashai? The Lord is going to kill you fucking women. You wicked Israelite women, the Lord is going to kill you. Right? And we here to let you know right now. We ain't sugarcoating it or nothing. But unto you sisters that believe, hey, may Yahweh Shemi Abashai keep you. You got it, bro.
This is Rock, chapter 26 and 8.
Yep.
A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger.
Yep, a drunken woman in the gatherer abroad causes anger. Why? Because this woman is uncontrollable. She a gatherer abroad. Go ahead.
And she will not cover her own shame.
She ain't gonna cover her shame. Meaning she a thought. She a thought box. She a bop. The young boys call them bops. She a bop. Yeah, man, that little bop, man. You see him, right? She a thought. She ain't got no shame. The Bible says a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. And what's a female dog? A bitch. That's what God say. A shameless woman should be counted as a dog. A woman should be running around how she want to, dress how she want to, doing what she want to. No, that's not the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Abashai. That's not becoming of holiness. We're going to see in a minute how the women's supposed to be. Let's keep going.
It's Rock, chapter 26 and 9.
Yep.
The whoredom of a woman. Wait, I said she will not cover her own shame. Correct?
Yep.
Okay, I said it already. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids.
See, the whoredom is going to be known in her look, in her face. You're going to see it. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's a hoe right there. You're going to know it. You see women with their men looking at all the other men and all their face. Only a hoe would do that. Go ahead.
If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
She abused herself, so that starts right there. These women abuse themselves through overmuch liberty. That's why it says, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she lives. They abuse themselves by having too much fucking liberty in the society. But you can't really keep a hold on to them like that, even men that have daughters, right? You know, I have a young daughter, you know, she's about to be 11. You don't have that much control over them, especially them, especially when they don't live with you. Because you might have their mothers be totally contrary to that, right? I'll be here all day speaking about that, even concerning myself. But you don't have no control over them. They have overmuch liberty. So she'll be going to school or whatever. They'll skip school. I remember how it was when I was a kid. I remember how it was when I was in high school, which has been over 20 years. It's been 20 years now. You know? I remember what it was like 20 years ago. I remember the things that I was doing. So I already know what time it is. Yeah. You see? How much more now where in that time, wickedness and that whore culture is pushed to the max. You got it, bro.
That's what started me and my mom an argument.
Yeah.
She let my sister post that, and I was like,
that's like, nah, she ain't supposed to post no shit like that. That's like this cool little girl right here, 12, Game's daughter.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
My mom just, I'm just like any man that don't know what I'm talking about. And she said it's not fair that women's supposed to be pure and men can be out here doing what they want to do.
And that shows you. That's the spirit that's spoken from a woman that's older. Because a woman that's older is supposed to have been raised, and their mothers and grandmothers and all that supposed to have them talk in the way of truth. So they're supposed to be pushing that to their daughters where they're not out of order like that, right? Because where it starts at is in the mind. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you what the scripture said about that. A mind well instructed, right?
And you teach them as a kid, kids, so when they grow older, they'll grow out of it. But
right.
My grandmother, she wicked. They all just wicked. My whole family wicked.
And the vast majority of them are. Mothers, grandmothers, all that. You know? They're gone. And that's what we hear to let it be known that, you know, these women are they're gone, man. And it's just, you know, the scripture say you can't put new wine in old bottles. So here's the precept. Sirach 26:14, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, Adawan, and there's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. See, a silent, loving woman, she has a mind that's well instructed in what? In righteousness and truth. She knows what's right because, hey, she ultimately is falling in line with the words of Yahweh Shem Shah, because if she wasn't, she couldn't be a virtuous woman, right? She couldn't be looked at as a silent and loving woman, right? And that's a mind well instructed. So you don't see that with the majority of our women, which is why they do the shit that they do. They out here trying to be like the fucking Kardashians and shit. That's the mind of Jake women. They want to be like these women in the world. They want to be like all these whores that's their idols, right? That whole WAP spirit that's in the earth. The Most High about to destroy that shit, and WAP gonna be destroyed with it too. We gonna see during Jacob's trouble, keep that same energy, that WAP spirit when Jacob's trouble is here, and we gonna see, because the scripture tell you. Let's show it. Give me Isaiah 13. Give me Isaiah 13. We gonna see if these women gonna keep that WAP spirit. We gonna hit a few more. We close it out. We gonna see if that WAP spirit is gonna prevail.
Isaiah 13 and
verses 12 through 16. We're gonna see if that WAP spirit, if that's gonna last.
This is Isaiah 13 and 12.
Yep.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Sometimes we coming into, when you read Isaiah 32nd chapter, a man is gonna be like fine gold. It didn't say a woman. Go ahead.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place.
Yeah, the Lord said he's gonna shake the heavens, and the earth will move out of her place, because ultimately it's gonna be the destruction. So what proceeds before that? The time of Jacob's trouble. So what's gonna be going on during that time? We're gonna find out. Go ahead.
And the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chased rout, and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Yeah, go ahead.
They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
Yeah, because the race wars and civil wars is gonna be brewing up. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 13 and 15. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Everybody is joined under Esau and his system, which the bulk of our women are joined unto Esau and the system, are going to be thrust through, and they're going to die by the sword. Now let's keep reading.
It's Isaiah 13 and 16. The children also shall be dashed to pieces.
Their children going to be getting put to death. Go ahead.
Shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes.
They're going to watch, and they ain't going to be able to do a damn thing about it. When you read, I'll bring that next, when we read in the book, because it goes hand in hand. When you read in the book of what is that? Where it talks about that, Salakia. I'll get it. I think it's in damn, it was just in my mind. Go ahead, keep reading.
And the houses shall be spoiled, and the wives ravished.
See, the house is gonna be spoiled, destroyed, and the women gonna get ravished. That means raped, right? They're gonna be violently raped. That's what's coming. That's what thus said the words of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah. Not our own words. Not our own words. It's in it's a couple of them. Micah 7. That lines up Micah 7. Give me Micah 7 verses 10 through 12. Micah 7 verse 10 through 12. This lines up with that. The women, the children are gonna be getting dashed to pieces, being put to death, and the women are gonna be getting ravished. Right? They're gonna be getting ravished. So we're gonna see if you're gonna need a man. It ain't gonna be any kind of man. You ain't gonna just want any kind of man, because a lot of these 2/3 niggas is gonna be out here getting at how they live. They're gonna be the ones doing the ravishing, along with the Gurkha troops. The other nations gonna be invading this place, along with these niggas out here during the Civil War. Women is known in the society, right? In ancient times, as booty. They're gonna be trading women. You know, I give you 3 of these young girls, you know, for particular things, food, whatever. Because once again, the women are known as the weaker vessel. They're known as the weaker vessel. You know? So that's what's coming. And that's what we're here to tell you, which that is prophecy. Prophets prophesy. That is prophecy. Right? That's prophecy.
Micah
7 and verse 10. Then we down to 12. Right? Micah 7 and verse 10. So that's what's coming. Ain't no way around it. And if whether you hear or forbear, it's still gonna happen. You got it, bro.
It's Micah chapter 7 verse 10. That is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me.
All right, let's read that back to the top. Let's read that a little more cleanly.
This is Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it.
Then she that is my enemy, the Israelite woman, right, who has not repented and returned to Yahweh Shem Shah by way of coming back to order, right? She's the enemy of the man. Go ahead.
And shame shall cover her.
Shame is going to cover her. And why is shame going to cover? Right now she in a shame. She living in pleasure. So when the Most High destroyed, when he start destroying these systems that's been put up, right, these constructs that have protected the woman and cultivated the wickedness that they under, then when that's gone, when this dollar crash, we're going to see. Right? Go ahead.
Who has said unto me,
And this is what the woman say in her heart, and she said in general society. The same thing that Shinasia said when we started the lesson. Go ahead.
where is Ha of the one Yahweh thy power?
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you say God, well, where your God at? Right. You go so hard for your God. Well, why? Well, when he coming? You know, or we'll see. We'll see when that happens. You know, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what you say come true, nigga. Go ahead.
Mine eyes shall behold her.
Yep. Hey, well, Lord willing, we have that number. You elect men are gonna behold and see this, and you women that are elect, right? We're gonna behold and see. Go ahead.
Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets.
She's gonna be like waste in the streets. She's gonna be trodden down, destroyed, right? She's gonna be destroyed. That's what's coming to these women. Is that it?
That's just telling time.
All right, beautiful. So that's what's coming. That is, there's no way around it. Let's show that. Isaiah 32 verses 9 through 14. We're gonna hit a few. But this is what's coming for women in that spirit. We just wanted to, go and put a lesson together and show that through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, because that spirit is out of here, right? That spirit is out of here. Anytime we see that spirit displayed amongst our women, hey, that's got to get called out, and it has and it does by righteous men. You got it, bro.
It's Isaiah 32 and 9.
Yep. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 8.
It's Isaiah 32 and 8. But the liberal deviseth liberal things.
The liberal deviseth liberal things. A lot of our women are liberal in the society. Go ahead.
And by liberal things shall be stand.
Yeah, and a lot of them
shall stand.
Shall you stand? So a lot of the women that was out voting, the great bulk of them, our women, Israelite women, are liberal women. So they were voting Democrat, so to speak. Not that it matters. It's all the same thing. All of it's wicked. But the point is, the overwhelming majority of Israelite women, Negro, Latino, and Native American women, they are Democratic because they are for this liberal society. They are for what? Being able to abort their children, being able to have dominion over the man, being able to have this system continue, right? They for Esau's agenda. That's being for pro-choice. They're pro-society in all ways. So they don't want anything that's going to interrupt, that liberty they have, that pleasure that they're living in. They don't want nothing that can seem to interrupt that. Now, Esau's system by and large is going to support and cultivate that. But anytime our women see anything that seems, seems to be a threat to their way of life, that's what they do. They go out and they'll push, like they're for the Mo agenda. When these parades be going, through these different cities, especially here in Charlotte, I've seen it over years. You see a lot of our women out there with their children in the Mo parades. That's the spirit of the Israelite woman, right? The one that's about to get destroyed. The one that's going to be the mire in the street. You got it, bro.
This is Isaiah 32 and 9.
Yep.
Rise up, ye women that are at ease.
So clearly, the Lord is speaking to the women that are of the elect, the ones he's going to abundantly pardon. He said, rise up, meaning come out of this madness, because you've been at ease. You've been resting too long. You've been drunk by the ways of Babylon too long. Go ahead.
Hear my voice, ye careless daughters.
Hey, hear my voice, and how's the voice of the Lord being heard? Through the men of the Lord. That's the voice of Hadawan. You got these wicked ass women in these churches. They be talking about God talked to them at night. He told them this and that. Why did he tell you to cover your head when you in church? Why wouldn't he tell you that? You see? Or why wouldn't he? If God was talking to you, you think the Most High wouldn't tell you that you ain't supposed to be dressing the way you dress? I remember being in the church and seeing women in there dressed all types of ways, right? I remember seeing a lot of women dressed like the women in the club. I'm like, damn. You see? So there you go. So if God was talking to you at night and all of this and all that, then these be the women talking about their deaconess and all this, their female pastors, co-pastors, all this nonsense. Well, why ain't the Most High telling you these things as righteous according to his word? Wouldn't he be telling you that before anything else? God told me I was going to get a new car. God told me I'm going to get that he going to give me that house. You got to claim it first. You see, these people are phonies because the niggas is leading them is phonies too. The Lord about to put these niggas down too. Zechariah 13:7. He going to smite the shepherd and the sheep going to scatter. He going to put these dudes down. And the Sarah Jakes, T.D. Jakes' daughter, these women that are pastors, the Paula Whites, the Juanita Bynums, these women that are pastors, right? Man, he about to put all these people to death. He about to show these women that hey, look, you in the wrong place. Scripture says the woman ain't supposed to be teaching, right? She ain't supposed to be teaching out, prophesying, so on and so forth. That is not her role. You got it, bro.
Ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech.
Listen to the men of the Lord. Let's give ear to the Lord's speech. Hey, open that Bible up and read it. It ain't no sin for no woman to read the Bible and start learning what's right and trying to do what's right. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Go ahead.
Many days and years shall ye be troubled.
And there's been a lot of trouble since the time which we see, you know, it appears as through the Spirit that this has been the beginning of Jacob's trouble. The time since this whole pandemic thing happened, right? Since this COVID, you know what, came on the scene. You got to speak a certain way. They will try to cut the string, right? Since this whole thing happened, this whole campaign that's been going on, right? Which is the push of the CHI, and you know what I'm talking about, Peter, MAR2K, right?
Corrupts.
The MOTB, the Karagma, right? All that. Since that's being pushed, you've been seeing things get worse and worse. Go ahead.
Ye careless woman, for the vintage shall fail.
You said you careless women, the vintage is gonna fail. So the way that you see society is, it's already falling, and it can't get up, and it ain't gonna get no better. It's gonna get worse. So all these top jobs and all these things that women have in the society, like I said, all of these programs are set up, right, to lift the woman up and keep her in a certain position. That's gonna fail. Go ahead.
The gatherer shall not come.
It ain't gonna turn back around. Go ahead.
Trouble, ye women that are at ease.
So if you were a woman that believed in Yahweh Shem Shah, you really would be in great fear. You would be in great fear. You would be trembling. My rib told me the other night, she was like, you know, we was going to get something to eat or whatever. And she was like, shit, I even hate coming home when I got to work late. Hey, that's a woman that, hey, you got to put back on that fear. That fear is a beautiful thing. She's like, I don't even want to, you know, be having to work at certain times. Hey, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Shah, she only got to go in the office just a few times, you know, in the week. But women that be out here, you know, I mean, we understand. We got some brothers and sisters that are out here and have to work and do different things and be in a society. That's a part of how it is. Yahweh Shem Shah is going to protect his own. We pray that Hadawan continue to protect and keep our women. You know, we know that hey, we in a society where many brothers, women got to work. You got to have two incomes for a household to work. But at the end of the day, in many cases, but even if it wasn't, hey, when your woman out here at the grocery store, anything can happen. She out here doing anything. So that shows you, right? That should be a level of fear. It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease." Go ahead.
Be troubled.
Be troubled.
Ye careless ones.
Because that spirit of carelessness is in Babylon. You got to start refraining from that and start putting on, you know, this understanding and say, you know what, the Most High is saying this. Go ahead.
Strip you and make you bare.
The Most High is about to strip these women and make them bare. Meaning, what is he going to do? We're going to show that in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. That's the spirit. He's going to strip you and make you. We're going to see in the scriptures what that means. He's going to strip you and make you bare. He's going to take all this from you. Right? All the things that make women beautiful and all this makeup and, you know, fake lashes and hair and this and that and all this stuff. He's going to take all that shit away from you. He's going to make you bare. Go ahead.
And gird sackcloth upon thy loins.
Gird sackcloth upon thy loins. That means to mourn. You're really supposed to be in a state of mourning, knowing that you're the weaker vessel, and praying to the Lord that Hadawan have mercy on you. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 32:12.
Yep.
They shall lament for the test,
For the teats.
the teats, like it. For the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine.
The teats is like a baby being on the breast. Those are the teats, the breast. Which just shows you that this society has nourished, you know, these women to put them in a position that they're in, where they feel like they don't need a man, they greater than the man, or all this type of nonsense. So the teats, they said these women are gonna lament for the teats, right? When they cut EBT, when they cut child support, when they're not gonna be able to continue these systems to go on. That's as this economy crash. When these things are taken away, you know, when they cut Section 8. As a matter of fact, they was talking about doing it a couple of years ago during the when Trump was in office. He was speaking hard about that, about child support, different things like that. He was like, yeah, women that go out, you know, have children that, you know, are out of wedlock and stuff like that, which, you know, that's off. But, you know, he was going out speaking about that, like, you know, that they shouldn't even receive certain benefits and da 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 da. Also, on top of that, he was speaking about it, which is heavy. He was speaking about, you know, he gave out a couple months forward of EBT saying that they was going to cut it at one point. And there was a lot of people worried that they was going to cut it. Right? And it came down to, you know, the last little bit, and they ended up, you know, figuring it out, the government. But they was going to do that. When they have government shutdowns, what are they going to do when the government shutdown is permanent? When Babylon run out of money and its system fold, what are you going to do then? Right? When you ain't got all them things to set up for you. Right? So that's what the Lord is saying. They're going to lament for the teats. All the things that allow them to be able to do what they're doing.
Isn't the scripture talking about how beauty can't get you can't give you salvation?
It's something that says something similar to that in the fourth. We'll go to Jeremiah in a little bit. Go ahead. No. You can, keep going. What was you at right there? 12?
I just read 12.
Okay, perfect. So they're going to lament, it says, let's go to 14. They're going to lament for the teats.
Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and barriers,
And briars.
briars,
Yep.
yea, upon all the houses of joy and the joyous city.
Yeah, that's Babylon, the joyous city. Go ahead.
Because the palaces shall be forsaken,
Yeah, all the homes, all this businesses, all this stuff, it's going to shut down. Go ahead.
the multitude of the city shall be left, the forts and the towers shall be for dens forever.
Yep.
A joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks.
Yeah, all this is about to be destroyed, about to be gone. That's what the Lord is telling. So, you're supposed to be in the spirit of lamenting. You're supposed to be in a spirit of seriousness. Showing you. Now, let's show that. Give me 1 Peter the 3rd chapter. We'll go to the part, matter of fact, when we go to 1 Peter the 3rd, he was making mention of it. He was making mention of a precept. It's in Jeremiah the 4th chapter, it should be, I believe. Let me go there. Jeremiah the 4th chapter, and then we'll go to 1 Peter 3 after that. But it's let me see if I can get it. It should be Jeremiah toward the end of Jeremiah the 4th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. So Jeremiah 4 precept to kind of go along with what you're saying. Yeah, it is. Jeremiah 4, and we'll start at verse 30. We'll read 30 and 31 at the end of the chapter.
This is Jeremiah 4 and 30.
Yep.
And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do?
Yeah, when you are spoiled, when you destroy it, when this time comes that we're reading about, what are you going to do? As it says in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. We're going to show that, strip you and make you bare. Go ahead.
Thou clothest thyself with crimson.
Yep.
Thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold.
See, though you put on all those beauty, you'll see women with body suits on, and they be looking good. Hey, that's what it is. You see them, you see them out here, with, wear different things, different outfits, the changeable suits of apparel, the scriptures say, right? Looking real good with their hair done, nails done, everything did. That whole spirit, you see them, right? Looking bad, right? Looking badder than a 3-year-old. All that stuff that make you look good. Let's see what happens.
Though thou rentest thy face with painting.
Yeah, renting your face with paint is putting on the makeup. They put all the makeup on, right? All the lashes, this, that, the third. To do what? For men to be seduced by them, but ultimately for men to want to worship them. Go ahead. That's why they go on social media. And you'll see 1,000 pictures on women's social media, twerking, bathing suits, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that haughtiness, videos of them partying, all that right there. And so that men can see that and be seduced by them. Go ahead.
In vain thou shalt make thyself fair.
See, in vain, you making yourself, you looking good, it's all in vain, because you ain't no righteous woman. You ain't no woman that get how about your shot. You ain't no woman that got the fear of the Lord. So that's in vain. So you're unrighteous by default. Go ahead.
Thy lovers will despise thee.
See, all these men, when the society break down, them same men that a lot of them you shitted on, they gonna despise you. They gonna come for you. You put their ass on child support, kept their kids from them, all that stuff. Go ahead.
They will seek thy life.
They gonna seek to take your fucking life. The Lord said, we're gonna prove that that's talking about Jacob's trouble here in a second. Go ahead.
For I have heard a voice as of woman in travail.
Yep. Hey, see, I heard a voice as a woman in travail crying out. Go ahead.
And the anguish of her that bringeth forth her first child, the voice of the daughter of Zion, that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, woe is me now, for my soul is weary because of murderers.
Woe is me, my soul is weary because of murderers. We read in Micah, did we ever go there?
We went to Micah 7.
Micah 7? Okay, now I go to Micah, let me see. No, that was good. Micah 7, because it's talking about the women basically falling upon it, being like the mire in the street. Now, let's leave there. Let's leave right there. And let's go to
1 Peter.
Before we go to 1 Peter, let's go to Isaiah the 3rd chapter. Now, this lines up. It shows you all these scriptures, they line up with what's going to be happening in these last days. So don't they look all beautiful now and, look good? All that's going to be taken away. All the things, Summer's Eve, all the things that make us smell good, all these perfumes and all that stuff is about to be taken away. And a lot of these women are going to be looking real rough in these days, right? They be looking real rough. They're gonna be in a hard way. Now let's show. Let's start at 12.
It's Isaiah 3 and 12.
Then we'll go down to 16. We got to hit 12 first.
3, correct? 3 and 12.
We're gonna read 12, and then we'll go down to 16. We gotta hit 12 first. Check it out.
It's Isaiah 3 and 12.
Yep.
For my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
So as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So we read about earlier, Jeremiah 31:22. The woman has surpassed the man. Women rule over them. Go ahead.
O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err.
Yeah, who is leading our people? The 2/3 are leading our people right now. Those are the people that's up in these high positions, right? These entertainers and athletes and these people that's prominent in society. The women that's on Love and Hip Hop. You know, these women that's on these types of shows. The housewives of, that's who our women are following. They falling right in line with that shit. Those which lead thee cause thee to err. And these weak ass niggas out here. They ain't got no authority. That ain't men of the Lord either. They cause you to err. Right? These simps like Drake and these type of niggas. Go ahead.
And destroy the way of thy path.
They destroy the way of your path. They don't give you the righteous way. That's why they cause you to err. They cause you to go straight. Now we can go to 16. Stay in that same verse. Stay in that same chapter.
This is Isaiah 3 and 16.
Now this is what we read about the woman being stripped and made bare, right? And all the things the Lord said he was going to do. They should be trembling, right? Though they deck up their face with paint and do all these things, he said it's all in vain. Here's the proof. This is going to lead up to Isaiah 4:1. We're going to read Isaiah 4:1. You got it, bro.
Moreover, how are the one Yahweh saith, because the daughter of Zion are haughty.
Because they are haughty. Now let's find out what this word haughty means. Let me read this word haughty. Now read that one more time. Because the daughters of Zion are what?
Because the daughter of Zion are haughty.
They're haughty. Let's see what that means. H1361. Gabah. Haughty. To be high. To be exalted. They're highly exalted. Once again, they've surpassed the men. To be high. To be lofty. Right? So they look down on a lot of men. You got a lot of women out here look down on men. Right? They'll talk shit about them. They'll be like, yeah, you know, unless you make 6 figures, you know, I mean, you can't fuck with me or whatever, so on and so forth. Or I bring in this much money. You know, they look down to a lot of niggas, right? And you got a lot of women by themselves because they out here looking for, you know, a millionaire. All right. To be lofty. It says to be haughty. Arrogant. To be high-minded. To be pompous, right? So to be arrogant, to be proud, it says. To think of themselves higher, to be above. Once again, to be arrogant and to be basically, in a nutshell, to have the spirit of to have the spirit on them thinking that they are superior, right? So to be arrogantly superior. So because the daughters of Zion are haughty, because they arrogant as fuck. Go ahead.
And walk with stretched forth necks.
And walk with stretched forth necks.
And wanton eyes.
And when you see these women, sometimes they'll see men looking at them. And we men, we look at women, right? We look at women. Right? And you'll see these women a lot of times, and they'll see you look at them and they'll get mad. Yeah. Ain't nobody told you to wear, ain't nobody tell you to hang your ass out. Come on, man. Or be wearing revealing stuff.
And they be like, you man ain't shit.
Yeah. Come on, man. Are you serious? Are you serious? Go ahead.
Walking and menacing as they go.
Walking and missing as they go. Them heels on and shit. You know? Making noises. Go ahead.
And making a tingling with their feet.
Yep, making a tingle with their feet. Go ahead.
We'll do 17.
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
Therefore, how are the one will smite with a scab the crown of the head, the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
Yeah, so a lot of women, especially of the north, of the southern kingdom, they got problems with their hair. That's why a lot of them wear wigs and things like that. Now, he smite the head, the crown of the head, right? When you go into that, hey, alopecia and all that stuff is real. That's something that a lot of our women suffer from. More than, really, our women, pretty much, out of the whole earth, show you it's a curse on a lot of women. Start with the head of the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, Levi. And Judah the worst. Go ahead.
And Yahweh will discover the secret parts.
Yep, go ahead. So you would think, with these things we're seeing, that they will humble themselves. Let's keep reading.
And that, so like it's Isaiah 3 and 18, and that day, Ha-Adawan will take away the bravery of the tingling ornaments.
Yeah, that's the women. They have the ankle bracelets on. They have all the bracelets around their arms, right? That's all the tinkling ornaments. They have on a lot of jewelry. Go ahead.
Tinkling ornaments about their feet.
Yeah, and tinkling ornaments about their feet. Go ahead.
And their cause and the round tires like the moon.
These are all the different things women wear. It'd be the girdles and this and that stuff they wear. All this stuff to look good. They have they have what do they call them damn things? The women that wear the little corsets. And what is that one called? It's one called it's like
I know what you're talking about. I know what it's called.
it hold their body in. I can't remember the name of it, what it's called. It just sort of escapes me. You know? Wearing all the things that make them be snatched and have their waist look a certain way and all that. That's just what it's getting to. Go ahead.
The chains and the bracelets and mufflers.
Yep.
The bonnets and the ornaments of legs.
See? The chains, the bracelets, right? The bonnets. Go ahead.
And the headbands.
And the headband, all the stuff they wear on their head. Go ahead.
And the tablets and the earrings.
And the earrings, all that stuff. Go ahead.
The rings and the nose jewels.
All the nose jewels, all the stuff they have. Go ahead.
The changeable suits of apparel.
See, the changeable suits of apparel, all the clothes. Right? Go ahead.
And the mantles and the wimples and the crispin pins.
And you can look these things up too, and it tells you all these things. I looked them up over the years. And you know, it really goes into all the things that women wear, all the accessories, how they accessorize themselves. As we read in Jeremiah, the 4th chapter. Though you rinse your face with paint, it's in vain. We're going to find out why. Go ahead.
The glasses and the fine linen.
The fine linen, and all the nice suits. You got women out here with the Gucci on, the Louis. You know what I'm saying? The Dior. All the tie-in designers. All that shit, this is what the Lord said He'd go do. With all these women that have that's all immersed into this shit. Go ahead.
And the hoods and the veils.
Yep.
And this is Isaiah 3:24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
See, to the sweet smell, that summer's eve, all that shit gonna be gone. All the stuff that the stores bring, that stuff ain't gonna be coming around like that. It's gonna be a limited supply on a lot of things upon this economy crashing and this NWO coming in. So there's gonna be, instead of sweet smell, like you might walk by a woman now, you might be going to get some wings or something, like, damn, she smells good. Right? It's gonna be the stink smell. But that's going on even right now with some women. There's women out here now that stink. I've smelled women like that before.
Sure.
Right? And for you dudes, as real savages, if you willing to go up to something like that, you's a nasty guy.
Yeah.
You's a nasty dude. Some of these women stink, man. I'm just keeping it real. I've seen that. That's happened on a couple of occasions. When you around a woman away and she stink. Right? And that's showing you that a lot of these women don't know how to take care of themselves properly. Go ahead.
Instead of a girdle of rent, instead of well set the baldness.
Instead of well set what?
Well set hair baldness.
Instead of well set hair baldness. And you see that going on now. Go ahead.
Instead of stomacher, a girding of sackcloth.
Yep. Mourning. When in mourning. Go ahead.
And burning instead of beauty.
And burning instead of beauty. See, the Lord taking all that shit away from you. Keep going.
Thy men shall fall by the sword.
And then a lot of them niggas that you with that ain't men of the Lord, they're going to fall by the sword and they're going to get shipped off to go fight in the war. I was just seeing that when my son was finding out the other day. He was in there. There's a lot of soldiers that was in there. Reminded me of when I was in the military. When I was the same age. I was talking with one of the guys. He was a Jake. He was a Hispanic Jake. Right? He was Issachar. And, you know, got to talking with him. And, you know, I was getting something to eat. And we had a, cool little conversation. But a lot of them going to be getting shipped out to the war. A lot of them going to be getting shipped over to Europe and then eventually the Middle East. Right? Because the Bible tells us that the Valley of Jehoshaphat is going to be in the Middle East where they're going to fight. So a lot of these niggas going to be getting sent off. A lot of them. Go ahead.
And thy mighty in war.
Yep.
And her gates shall lament and mourn.
Yep. These women going to be lamenting and mourning. Go ahead.
And she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
See? And all these women, they're going to be desolate, destroyed, and they're going to sit upon the ground. Meaning you're going to be in a low condition. Now keep reading. We go to the next chapter. See?
This is Isaiah 4:1.
See, here we go. See, it lines all over Isaiah 4:1. Let's see what that says.
And in that day, 7 women.
Complete amount of women.
Complete amount of women. Go ahead.
Shall take hold of one man.
The same man we read about in Isaiah the 13th chapter. That are going to be like fine gold. Right? The Lord's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. Now they're going to be looking for the righteous man, the elect man. Right now, they don't care about no elect man. They look at power. Fuck them niggas. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no followers. They ain't famous. Right? The Lord said He'll give us praise and fame out of one about the Zion, the number, and all the lands we put to shame. So they're going to be looking for a righteous man. Go ahead.
Saying, we will eat our own bread
Yep.
and wear our own apparel.
Yep.
Only let us be called by thy
The
name.
way a woman can be called by a man's name is for them to get down, for them to have sex. That's the process of sex. So that's when a woman going to want to do what? She going to want to be down. She going to be like, you know what? Yeah, I think I might want to have this guy. I think this might be the only move for me, right? And the Lord gonna put the spirit on those women that He's preserved to get salvation through those different men, right? Go ahead.
To take away our reproach.
Take away our reproach. And what's the hell that's gonna be on them? Jacob's trouble. Them being the weaker vessel, which we're gonna read about next when we go to 1 Peter the 3rd chapter. That's gonna be the reproach. That's gonna be the harshness. They're gonna see the true carnage and the worst that humanity has to bring, which the Bible tells us is the very end days. They're gonna see the worst that people could be. You're gonna see it's the worst time that's ever been since man has been on the earth. The time we're coming into. The Lord promised that. He said, "There's no other time gonna be like this time." Right? So now, that was it for that, right?
God.
Beautiful. Let's go from there. So Jacob's trouble is upon us. It's upon us. So for you women that are believers, hey, you should be getting yourself ready now. Not waiting for it to get here. It's gonna be too late. Let's go to 1 Peter 3, and we'll start at 1 and read down to 7. Right? Yeah, it's a saying in the world: if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So you should be, hey, for you men, and for you women, who this lesson is pretty much about. Hey, you should be getting ready right now. 1 Peter 3, we'll start at 1. You should be getting ready right now. Go ahead.
It's 1 Peter 3 and 1.
We almost done, bro.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to their own husband.
See, you women supposed to be in subjection. Subjection being under the rule of who? Your own husband. If someone like to say, well, I don't got no man or whatever, right? You're supposed to be in order and following according to the Spirit. So that's when you see women coming on the comment board, so on and so forth. Supposed to be in subjection, learning, right? Getting yourself right so the Lord can give you a righteous man. Go ahead.
They also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
See, there might be won by the conversation of the wives, right? Go ahead.
While they behold your chast convert.
Conversation.
This is 1 Peter 3 and 2.
Yep.
While they behold your chast conversation.
Your chase conversation, meaning you're a woman that now, instead of being in the world where women like to get together and gossip and shit, you know, get together and be, you know, in the spirit of whoredom, right? And doing all the things that women do in this world. Now you don't hang around them kind of women. Now you separate yourself from them. Now there's times when you got to be around family or things like that. That happens, but for the most part, you separate yourself from them because you know the average woman in this world that they wicked. So as a woman of that's learning and believing in truth, now you have to go through the process through the Spirit, separating yourself from wickedness. Or you're gonna be what? You're gonna be one with it. Go ahead.
And coupled with fear.
Coupled with fear. Now you got the fear of the Lord on you, and women will see that. They'll be like, "Oh, you changed. You different. Why you doing it? Why you don't be around as much?" Because now you realize, hey, I can't be around them. And even as men, there's a lot of people that I used to hang around. I don't hang around with a lot of people like that. I don't. Go ahead.
Whose adorning let it not be the outward adorning.
Yep.
A plate in the hair, a wearing of gold,
right,
or a putting on apparel.
Yep. So now you realize it ain't all about how you looking all the time and this and the third. Not you can maintain yourself. Yeah, you can maintain yourself. That's not wicked. Of course you're a woman. You can look good, look nice, right? Take care of yourself. And the scriptures say to do good unto thyself, right? Do good unto thyself. Why is that? Because you should love yourself. Who gonna love you more than you? Who gonna love you more than you? So there's nothing wrong with doing that, but we're talking about, the scripture's talking about, and we're speaking on the spirit that's on women in the world, predominantly. And that spirit is what? It's all about how they look. They got to get their hair done every 2 weeks. They got to get their nails done every week, right? The outward adorning. They got to have all this shit, the latest bags all the time. That spirit is not a spirit of a woman that becomes of holiness, because now everything becomes about her, because by nature, you know, that spirit is in the world, and women want to, you know, gravitate toward that, toward being in the mind frame. There's this fucking Hollywood, you know, Beauty and the Beast mind frame where the man's supposed to kiss your ass and do turn flips and tricks for you to prove his love, to prove that he's devoted. You got a man in the Lord, and y'all have solidarity, and men have duties as well. Men have duties as well. Things supposed to be done in the spirit, and men is not doing that. And the Most High, the Most High is going to judge them, those situations, those matters. But for the woman to be in the spirit of the man's supposed to do all this shit for them and kiss their ass and, you know, like I said, turn flips. That's the spirit of women in the world. That's not no righteous woman. That's not no woman that believe in the Lord. That's not a woman that will be, you know, looked at in the likeness of an elect woman, right? So I got the what you calls right here too. You know that. You want to use it. But so that's the separation. The separation is being shown through the word. Well, who would those women be, and who would be the ones that wouldn't be those women? Shit, the majority of these women in the world are not those women, and they're gonna have to get. They're gonna be humble. So there's a great humbling coming to the women in this world, even women that's in the truth that believe. They're gonna be humble more because it's gonna be worse than what they could even imagine. And men are gonna be humble. Scripture said that men in this day, especially these men in the world, especially these dudes who will be tough guys out here, they're gonna be like women because they ain't gonna have the answers. They ain't gonna know what's going on. They're not gonna have the spirit, and the Most High is not gonna be with them. You know, he gonna allow them for them to be given over, you know, to their own ways. The scripture say he gonna allow for their ass to be given over to their own ways, which is they're gonna be destroyed. That's right, brother. Through, you know, a lot of these women are through. You know, they're through, and the writing is on the wall. Now the only thing left is the judgment, and we telling you the judgment is almost here. So get in line. Don't be in that Shenandoah spirit. Don't be in that Cardi B spirit. You know what I'm saying? That all I need is money spirit. But that's gonna be the saving grace. Scriptures tell you that the love of money is the root of all evil, and many have pierced themselves through, you know, with many sorrows and error because of money, and that's the love of money and materialism. A lot of women love what? Materialism. Like I said, they have the nicest bags and clothes and this and that type of stuff, right? Those things give them comfort. Now, scriptures tell you that in your security you shall be destroyed and perish in their vengeance. And what was you reading?
I was
Oh, we still in 1 Peter 3rd chapter, right? All right, you can go ahead wherever you was at.
This 1 Peter 3 and 4.
Yep.
But let it be that the hidden man of the heart and that which is not corruptible.
Yep, which is the spirit, your mind. Go ahead.
Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
We just read earlier, a silent and loving woman is a gift of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And a mind that's well instructed. Go ahead.
Which is in the sight of the power of great price.
So being meek and quiet and humble and soft and feminine, that's actually the way the Most High said you should be. That's a great cost. That's a great value, right? That will make a man, especially a righteous man, if he's truly a righteous man of the Lord, just because he's in the camp, or just because he wears fringes or he teaches, don't make him a righteous man of the Lord either. It doesn't, right? He could be in the truth, but the test of time is shown through the word and in time. But by and large, right? By and large, right? For the most part, if he's a righteous man that's, you know, in this faith, he believes, he might not even be our teacher. He could be a believer that's, you know, could be of the 1/3 or whatever. That could just be a man that believes, and then you with this man, right? And then you see, okay, this man's a believer, You see he's attaining unto the scriptures, coming back to keeping the law, statutes, commandments, all that. That's beautiful. That's a blessing from Yahweh Shem Shai, right? You gotta go.
This is 1 Peter 3 and 5.
Yep.
For after this manner in the old time, the holy woman also, than the power, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
They were under the rule of their own husbands. It was okay with being in order. It was okay with not trying to supersede their husbands. You can't tell me shit, nigga. I can do what I want to do, right? How much more now when a woman has all this power to really do what she want to do? It's telling you how the righteous women were. It says they adore themselves being in subjection. Go ahead.
It's 1 Peter 3 and 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Adawan.
Yep, she called him Lord. She called him Adawan. Sarah called Abraham Adawan. Go ahead.
Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and not afraid with any amazement.
Yeah, so this shouldn't be a mind-blowing thing to see women that are in order. Now, our brothers, by and large, are not. Brothers should be and are not telling their women that you got to call me Lord. You got to call me Adawan. Call me Adawanya. No, we ain't saying that, right? Because truly, we are all servants to Yahweh Shem Shai. But calling them Lord really is shown more through their spirit, how they move, right? The things that they do. That's how you do that. Anything is done or shown through your actions, not just your words. So you calling your husband Adawan, your man Adawan now, is by your actions, how you move and how you live, right? The things that you do. Are you lining up with what the scriptures are saying? And having that mind, that's how you evaluate yourselves. You examine yourself. The women, you should be examining yourself in the spirit too, just like the brothers should be doing that, right? Whether they're teachers or they just believe or whatever the case is, whatever situation. We got to examine ourselves and see if we're lining up with what the word is saying, right? That's why we out here in this 32 degrees or whatever. Who knows what it is? right? And it's windy as hell because
Still raining
we have
a
to
little bit
examine
too.
ourselves. And it's this misty little rain. And so it came back after it was gone for about
couple
3 days.
Shit.
It came back. You see what I'm saying? Right? So there you go. It's like an uncle you don't want around. That shit just came right back. You're like, yeah, that nigga back, man. Hey, what's up, Uncle Larry?
What's up, nephew?
What's up? You like, damn, this nigga right here. Hey, this shit came back. Now, we keep going.
This one, 1 Peter 3 and 7.
And we love what we do, man. We rejoice in it. The Wadi Yahabashim Yabashah for this truth. You know? The Wadi Yahabashim Yabashah. Go ahead.
Likewise,
Likewise,
ye husbands dwell with them according to
so
knowledge,
the way the man's supposed to deal with the woman is according to knowledge. So go ahead.
giving honor to the wife as unto the weaker vessel,
Yep.
and as being heirs together of the grace of life,
Yep.
that your prayers be not hindered.
Yeah, so you're supposed to deal with the woman as it's a weaker vessel. She's the weaker vessel. And if you're a woman, that's clear to know. Because what? If somebody you hear some beating on your door, and you with your man, you go, baby, you gonna go do that. You gonna go take care of that, right? Oh, first thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You see a spider or something, you gonna come get your man.
Yeah.
Right? Any little thing, you come to get your man. Because you are the weaker vessel. And there's nothing wrong with being back in your spot, in your place as the weaker vessel. And that's what the Most High is telling you. Return to your right place. Right? Stop eating the forbidden fruit that Esau done gave you, which is the philosophies of the world. Right? That's what Eve was doing. Right? She was taking on those philosophies. And she was taking on wickedness. The Lord said, come out of that way, or you're gonna be destroyed. Let's get a few more. Get up out of here. You're almost at 2 now. We get a few more.
I'm about an hour late to my shoot.
Huh? Oh, you are? Okay, yeah. No, I know that through the spirit. No, it's good. We good. We touched on a lot. I ain't know that either.
I was
Matter of fact, we'll talk after this. You know. But yeah, so that through the spirit, we really touched on a lot. We prayed that it was edifying, exhorting, and comforting unto you brothers and you sisters, right? And whoever's gonna view the lesson or whatever. Hey, we don't do it for views, for likes, or none of that stuff. I know I don't. I could give a damn. That's why I made a video a few weeks ago. Just unsubscribe if you disagree. And I had a number of people unsubscribe, probably, I don't know, 60, 70 or more. You know, they did. I told them just unsubscribe if you don't agree. And I'm cool with that, because if I was doing it for the views and all that, and the likes and all, then it would be all about that. Now, we go into everything. We have not shunned to declare unto thee the whole counsel. What's the whole counsel? All of what's in the scriptures. We ain't gonna skip by things. Everything that is known and is understood, we go on it. We speak on it. Right? So it might be a lesson one day where we're speaking on things that's beneficial to the body or households or whatever's in the Bible. Another day, we're going on telling the wicked women that they're going to get it. The next day, we're going on these wicked niggas in the circumcision. Whatever it is, it's all of it. It's all the Spirit of the Lord. Right? Where does the Spirit of the Lord end? Nowhere. And with nobody. Right? The Spirit of the Lord don't end. Or we wouldn't have the truth today. It would have stopped a long time ago. So with that, we pray it was edifying. You know, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honor, them Yah to the elder apostles, the great millstone. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations be to the hopeful elect. Habayath, Madabadah, the house of David, the brothers laboring, day in and day out, giving all diligence to make their calling of election sure, helping seal the elect of the nation of Israel for the return of our Lord, Hamashiach, Yahushai is at hand, and to the Akim, Lagwath, brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on this glorious gospel we have preached throughout the four corners of earth. And to you, we say, Shalom. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Abba Babal will call Adawami. The Wadi Yahabashim Yabashai, Kayahab Kahakwadash. The Wadi Yahabashim Yabashai, Wa, Shalak, Barakim, call Bakaryam. Send blessings to all the elect. Thank you for this truth, you know, and this light. Barak HaKwadash Ayar Yerushalayim, bless the holy city. That is the Habakarium, the elect of the nation of Israel, you brothers and sisters, Akim and Akwaf, Wabanyam, right? That's of the household of faith, right? May Yahweh Bashim Yabashai, Shalak Barakim, lie to you, them Yah, send blessings to you always, and keep you, Shamar Patak, you know, Lakwat Azah unto the end. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.